You've seen our offense evolve over the years, from the high-flying wide-out sets to the gritty championship runs, but something fundamental just changed inside the building. This new addition isn't just another name on the roster. He represents a massive philosophical shift that should have every fan leaning forward in their seat. As an insider watching these practices, I can tell you the energy is different. We are moving away from what was comfortable, and this specific draft pick is the catalyst for a brand new era of absolute dominance. Max Clare is the name everyone in Los Angeles needs to get familiar with immediately, because he is the centerpiece of a major offensive renovation. While many experts thought we were set at tight end, Sean McVay saw a unique opportunity to evolve his scheme into something much more dangerous. We have veterans like Colby Parkinson and Davis Allen entering the final year of their deals, and Tyler Higbee has been a warrior, but he is fighting through the reality of age and recent injuries. By bringing in this talented young playmaker in the second round, the front office wasn't just looking for a backup. They were signaling a permanent move toward heavy personnel packages. Last year, we saw a glimpse of this during that incredible stretch against the Ravens and Jaguars where the offense started using 3 tight ends at once. It was a revelation. We went from almost never using that look to leading the entire league in it within just a few months. Matthew Stafford flourished in these sets, throwing 20 touchdowns without a single interception when we packed the line of scrimmage. Now, with the addition of this rookie alongside Terrence Ferguson, McVay is going back to his roots as a tight ends coach. He wants to recreate that legendary mismatch nightmare we used to see with the Patriots in their prime. This isn't just about depth. It is about forcing every defense in the NFL to stay in their base formation while our quarterback picks them apart. If you think back to how Cooper Kupp changed the game by blocking like a big man, you can see why this vision is so exciting. We are no longer just a 3-receiver team that relies on speed alone. We are becoming a physical, bruising unit that can also beat you with finesse over the middle. The coaching staff is clearly dreaming of a dynamic duo where Ferguson plays the traditional inline role while the new rookie acts as a movable piece that can line up anywhere on the field. It is a bold strategy that relies on these young players growing up fast, but the potential reward for this franchise is a return to the top of the mountain. The logic behind this shift is truly fascinating when you look at how the league is trying to defend modern offenses. Defenses have become smaller and faster to deal with the speed of wide receivers, so our head coach is countering by getting bigger and stronger. This young prospect from the second round is the perfect weapon for this chess match because he can run routes like a wideout but carries the frame of a traditional blocker. He allows the team to stay in the same personnel grouping while changing the entire look of the play before the snap. Think about the stress that puts on a linebacker who has to decide if he is stopping a power run or chasing a versatile athlete down the seam. This strategy moves the needle because it creates safe throws for our veteran quarterback. When you have 3 big bodies on the line, the rushing lanes open up naturally, and the play-action pass becomes a lethal weapon again. We saw the efficiency numbers skyrocket last season whenever we went heavy, and this new addition is expected to make those numbers even more consistent. This isn't about being conservative or boring. It is about being efficient and punishing. The locker room already feels the impact of this change because it changes the identity of the entire group. It creates a blue-collar mentality where every player has to be a physical presence. The impact on the running game cannot be overstated either. By adding another elite body to the mix, our backs will have clearer paths and fewer unblocked defenders to deal with. It is a total reshuffling of the deck that plays to the strengths of our aging but still elite signal caller. We are building a wall of protection and a group of targets that are too big to ignore. This moves us away from the high-risk vertical game and into a more controlled, dominant style of football that wins games in December and January. While he might not be the primary starter on day one, his presence alone forces the rest of the depth chart to elevate their game. The competition in that room is going to be the most intense we have seen in years, and that only helps the team. This transition matters because it is the difference between being a good team and being a championship contender in a very tough division. If we stayed with our old 3-receiver sets, defenses would eventually figure out how to slow us down with light personnel and extra defensive backs. By pivoting to this heavy style, we are making it impossible for opponents to predict what is coming next. This could help us win more games simply by controlling the clock and keeping our defense fresh on the sideline. We have all seen those frustrating games where the offense stalls and the defense gets tired in the fourth quarter. This new approach is designed to prevent that by wearing down the other team from the very first snap. It is a simple outcome. If we can run the ball effectively and protect the quarterback with extra blockers, we are going to score more points and turn those close losses into convincing wins. The risk of failure is always there when you try something new, but the consequences of staying the same are much worse in this league. We are seeing a shift across the NFL where teams are trying to find their own version of this physical identity, and we are now at the front of that line. This young player is the key that unlocks the door to a more balanced and reliable scoring machine. For the fans who have followed this team through the lean years and the Super Bowl glory, this feels like a return to a more traditional winning style of football. It is about dominating the line of scrimmage and making the other team quit before the game is even over. We are investing in the most important part of the offense, which is the ability to dictate terms to the defense. Instead of reacting to what the opponent does, we are forcing them to react to us. This creates a sense of confidence and swagger that can carry a team through the ups and downs of a long season. If this works as planned, we are looking at an offense that is not only fun to watch, but incredibly difficult to stop, regardless of who is across the field. Let's look at the two paths this could take, because the stakes are incredibly high for the upcoming season. In the best-case scenario, this rookie integrates perfectly with the veterans and becomes a focal point of the passing attack by mid-season. Imagine a world where the defense is so worried about our star receivers on the outside that they leave this young athlete wide open in the middle of the field. He could rack up yards and touchdowns while making the entire unit look unstoppable. In this version of reality, Sean McVay looks like a genius once again, and we are coasting into the playoffs with an offense that no one has a blueprint for. It would be a beautiful thing to see this team bullying opponents and moving the chains with ease. But if it fails, the consequences are equally significant. If the transition to this heavy personnel doesn't result in more production, we might find ourselves with a crowded tight end room and a lack of explosiveness on the outside. If the rookie struggles with the complex blocking assignments or the speed of the professional game, the offense could become predictable and slow. We cannot afford to waste a year of our quarterback's remaining prime on an experiment that doesn't yield results. The tension is real because we are changing what made us successful in the past to chase something potentially better. It is a gamble on talent and coaching. If the chemistry isn't there, we could see a lot of 3-and-outs and frustrated fans in the stands. Every practice and every preseason snap will be under a microscope as we wait to see if this vision comes to life. The pressure on the young players to perform is immense, and the pressure on the coaching staff to find the right balance is even higher. We have seen other teams try to build heavy offenses only to have them fall flat because they lack the right players. We believe we have the right players now, but the proof will be on the scoreboard. It is a high-stakes game of chess, and we are all waiting to see if our move leads to a checkmate or a disaster. This draft pick and the shift to more tight end sets represent a massive turning point for the future of our offense. We are moving away from the familiar 3-receiver looks and embracing a more physical, versatile identity that could redefine how we win games. It is a bold move by the coaching staff, and one that shows they are not afraid to evolve to stay ahead of the competition. The arrival of a talented new playmaker in the second round is the final piece of this puzzle, and his development will be the most important storyline to watch this summer. We have the veterans to lead the way and the young talent to provide the spark, but everything has to click for this vision to work. Be honest with me as a fellow fan, do you really think moving away from our classic wide receiver sets is the right move for this team right now? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an update on our favorite team. We are in this together, and I cannot wait to see how this unfolds.